Valedictorian, as voted by his peers, is Vishal. When Vishal started his life at BCSS, he was uninterested in being involved in school activities. How drastically that has changed in a short period of time. Many times this school year, Vishal and Laura were in my office discussing yet another event or activity that we should have at BC. It'll be great for school spirit, sir. I've got to say, you kept us busy, but in a good way. What strikes me most about Vishal is his unassuming nature. In my conversations with him, he has always been respectful and understated. His unassuming nature masks his determination. Vishal took hold of the role of student council co-president along with Laura and made sure the warrior spirit was alive and well this year. Vishal exemplifies the true PCSS warrior. He's a Renaissance man. He has a diverse circle of friends. He gets good grades, he plays sports, plays music, volunteers, and he is a leader. Vishal always wants to better himself, and more importantly, he wants to help others better themselves. I want to be like Vishal when I grow up. 2014 grads, as voted by you, I present, almost made it right till the end. I present your valedictorian, Vishal.
If you guys could smile like it's a half day for me. So Mr. Mtula basically covered everything I was going to say in my speech. I'm going to see you guys at the reunion, alright? I'm just kidding. Good evening, friends, family, staff of Port Credit, neighbors who heard about the free food. You know who you are. And to you, Port Credit graduating class of 2014. Now, if any part of my speech sounds familiar at all, that's probably because it is. I had no idea what a valedictorian speech should entail, so I did what any good student would do in the face of a daunting assignment. I creatively reworded the first one I found on Google. Seeing that I missed the Turn-It-In deadline, the joke's on you, social science. Academic integrity aside, we made it, class of 14. You can put the bottle of Advil away, Mrs. Caravellos, because for better or for worse, we're the real world's problems now. Regardless, I am genuinely proud to say that I am graduating with a class full of risk-takers, innovators, and good-looking individuals. Such as yourself. Give yourself a round of applause. Now, while we're all eager to get on with the rest of our lives, let's stop and reflect on the 4-year blur that was known to some of us as high school and to the rest of us as a couple other words that didn't make the edit. It really wasn't that long ago that the young adults in this room were walking into their first ever high school classroom, clueless to the many secrets Port Credit had to share. But oh, did we learn. Some of us quickly learned that Mademoiselle Furtado wasn't actually a student here. Others learned that Mr. Bennett's sarcasm was so advanced that it was taking college courses. And we all definitely learned that there was no scientific explanation behind Mr. Norro's beard. It's either on or off, you gotta choose one, big guy. What I'm trying to say is, despite Port Credit's eccentricity, none of us can deny that we face the next chapter in our lives with confidence thanks to the guidance of its staff. Let's give them a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. To the administration, thanks for everything, and a big congratulations to Mr. Walters on his retirement. Let's hear it for them. To the cafeteria staff and the custodians, big shouts out to you too. To our parents, Mom, Dad, thanks for the food, and whatever else you guys did. Let's hear it for our parents, guys. To my little brother, Varun, thank you for being the Jeffrey to my Fresh Prince. Let's hear it for our siblings. I'm going to take advantage of my current position and make a couple of requests of thank you, so please bear with me, audience. To the Cousins Bouncer, thank you for keeping us safe. Will you stop taking our lunch money now? To PCSS Snap, good game, we'll miss you. A sincere thanks to Walt from anyone who's ever done a presentation ever. Anyways, here we are now, grade 12, and nothing seems to be the same. Mrs. Turner is even more behind on her marking. She edited my speech. I didn't really tell her about this part. Surprise. Sidetic is on the verge of creating lightsabers. Lego lightsabers. I forget to include words sometimes. If class of 14 doesn't sound cool, just call it class of Vishal's English mark. And switching to an electronic attendance system from a paper one didn't necessarily work out better for some of us, if you know what I mean. I guess you can say we've come a long way in terms of semesters, but despite all these changes, grade 12 isn't that far off from grade 9 at all. We still don't know if it's day 1 or 2. Mrs. Proctor still has to take her kids to swimming. And in the strings hallway, you still need a GPS to navigate through the plethora of cellos and violins. So I ask you, Port Credit, what did we actually pick up from our classes? Other than Mr. Johnson, when is anyone actually going to use a creeping barrage to vanquish his enemies? When are we going to stop calling those $300 paperweights graphing calculators? And when is my beep test score going to land me a sweet job? Maybe it wasn't the content of our courses, but the process of learning itself that had an impact on us. Maybe we learned that sometimes you have to fail a couple times before you succeed. Maybe we learned that thinking outside the box is rewarding. I definitely learned that if you make fun of a Frisbee team enough, they'll go ahead and win a gold in Robson. Despite everything, when you take a look around, you don't see the same innocent teens that you walked into the school with 4 years ago. You see future lawyers, doctors, chefs, athletes, engineers, and Quick Chick team members. Amongst each other, you see men and women who grew up with you, learned with you, and cried through physics with you. Above all, I see a group of bright individuals that, when they put their minds to it, can pull through any challenges their tweets claim they have. So to the graduating class of 2014, I'd like to pass on a quote to you that was passed on to me so many years ago. I do not like them here or there. I do not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. Sometimes in life you've got to stand up for your beliefs when green eggs and ham are being shoved down your throat. Sometimes maybe the risk of discolored breakfast food is worth it. Never stop exploring Port Credit and stay too blessed to be stressed. Congratulations to the graduates.